Hello everyone, my name is Xing, and let me show you guys my homework 10 solution. So the first question is, I need to collect the definitions and simple properties, maybe for example probability methods or density, mean and autocorrelation function of some basic stochastic process, Poisson process, Poisson increments, and normal process. So in for Poisson process, the number of points arrive in an interval. For example, T1 to T2. Uh, it's the probability of these points arrive in the interval equal to e to the minus lambda t multiple uh, lambda t's case power divide k factorial t equals to the length of interval equals to t2 minus t1. So if the intervals t1 to t2 and t3 to t you know uh, the the mean of the mean of Poisson process equal to lambda t, it means that when the time length is more and more larger, so we may get relatively more points, and the autocorrelation of x t1 and t2 equal to lambda multiple the minimize of t1 and t2 plus lambda square multiple t1 t2. So it just suggests that the autocorrelation are related to the t1 and t2 respectively, and the minimize of t1 and t2. So then what's the Poisson increment? If we have two intervals, t1 is less than t2, t3 is less than t4. The two intervals t1, t2, and t3, t4 are non-overlapping. So they are two different. Intervals. The number of points arrived at these two intervals are two random variables. You know, the the PDF of the number of points arrived in these intervals just equal to like the formula given in the letter problem, and they are just two random variables and they are mutually independent. So how many points arrive in the interval in these two intervals are independent. So they will not they will do no effect on each other. And so what's the normal process? A process xt is called normal if the random variables xt1 blah 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 to xtn are jointly normal for any n and t1 to tn. So no matter how many times for, and no matter how many random variables are given here, they are all jointly normal. So the xt is a normal process. The mean of xt equals to mu eta t, and the variance of xt equals to just equal to the auto covariance of t, and the PDF of xt um, belong to eta t and ct's root square, and and the PDF of x1, x2. So the second PDF just obey to distribution and you know eta t1, eta t2, and say t1, t2 root square, and say t3, t4 root square. And there is a coefficient r t1, t2 just equal to say t1, t2 divide uh, uh, root square of say t1, t1, and the root square of say t1, t2, t2. So normal process are a family of stochastic process in which time is a rho. And in a normal process, every point in some import space is associated with a normally distributed random variable. So that's how what's my understanding of the normal process. It's the most basic process.